There we go, we're all set. Woo! God, I'm still not used to using these headphones. It's probably going to take me a while before I finally get the hang of that. It's honestly just the way they block out my own voice for my ears. Feels very weird. Anyway. Howdy, Xavier. Good to see you. Apparently Armored Core 6 is in photo mode. Oh. That's going to be interesting, I guess. I mean, cool. I mean, there's a lot of cool screenshots you can get with Armored Core 6, apparently, so photo mode might be neat. I'm happy to have that on the PS5. I think there's a squabble in the Elden Ring chat. That's what the chat's for, John. What's the point of a lore chat if people aren't squabbling over stuff? Adolphus, tis but a disagreement. That's the nature of these types of games, Lamau. Yeah, I would agree. Sucks that you're wrong, though, Adolphus, but yeah, I agree. Photoshop stream checking talisman Hughes when. Oh my god, Clout! That's it. That's actually a good idea. We'll do a stream where we just are like, okay, this, okay, see me get the color selection tool? Boop! That is a great. Now let's compare that to this. God, that's such a meme-tastic stream. I actually kind of want to do that. But no, today we want to focus on other things. Because I honestly don't care for Radigan's skin tone. I care about finding Sarash's crest everywhere. Let's check up in Lindell now. Where the hell? Sure, here. Skull. Adolphus is like, I'm dead. I'm just dead. There's no getting through to him. I'm really enjoying watching these Armored Core gameplay videos from different creators. I've only seen Smotowns and Vatis, but yeah, both of them had very different perspectives. Like, generally it's positive, right? But very different angles they went with it, and I really was enjoying it. Again, I'm not really into advertising and pre-release game stuff too much. I've probably done more these past, like, 2 years than I normally would do ever in my life. Just because of... oh. Just because of the nature of what I do with FromSoft content now. But yeah, it does help me get a little bit more excited seeing what the UI and stuff with Armored Core is. We also got confirmation on how they're going to do stat screens and stuff. Of course, there's an item there. Alright. Let's go get that item. Another thing I missed in the Let's Play. Yeah. When did I do that much damage, I wonder? Is there a... correct me if I'm wrong, chat. Is there a staff that boosts specifically Carian sorceries? Like, is there any way to make me have Carian Slicer do even more damage, and I can just swap off with my 2 staffs instead of using Moonveil? Again, I like my Dex build, but I feel like I need to specialize... I don't use Moonveil for anything, except the occasional slash, so... Woo! There we go. Can't wait for the acid swamp that melts your mech. Yeah, Varol, that's gonna be there at some point. Oh, where are you? That's gonna be there at some point. Holy Gracie, it wasn't even important. Oh, that's dead already. Good. Yeah, Carian Glitzo staff. That's Renala's staff, right? Oh no, not this staff. This staff just does... okay, it's another staff. Okay, I gotta grab that and upgrade that then. How many somber smithing stones do I got? 3. Okay, I got some options. Back to the lore streams today, Night Scout. Ah, is that what we're calling them? Lore streams? I like to save those for lore plays. This is just like... These are just like casual streams. Oh. No Erdtree crest. That's interesting. Or am I just at a bad angle? I can't see it. Nope, nope. That looks pretty plain. Got maybe some veins of gold in there. Maybe that's unique, but otherwise pretty nondescript. Alright, so there are several options for this. Could just be they want to use a different type of tiling, right? And it's not significant whatsoever. Could be that this is from the earliest history of Lanedell, so before this got built, this was laid down because the first thing that Godfrey naturally made when he became Godfrey behind the fortified manor was an arena. So, at least arena in some form. May not have been exactly like this. They may have, like, rebuilt it or renovated it or whatever. But it could be that the actual, like, floor tilings and stuff date back to when it was first built. It does make sense given the fact that the upper ramparts here are what connects straight to the arena. Right? And it's right next to the fortified manor. That's good to know. Another possibility is that this predates Godfrey. Imagine if I had more damage, Chad. Yep. Another possibility is this predates Godfrey, and it's the remnants of another civilization. Either the Sun Capital, Ancient Civ, maybe. Sun Capital would seem maybe more likely, though. Alright, let's see this. Also, I figured out, I was game planning it, and I was like, I forgot that this thing charges. So I can totally use the charging, so I can go like, okay, hit Melania once, then charge, so she does her dodges, and then hit her the second time when her dodgings are done. I think that'll be more consistent, because my Twitch speed is always to double tap, and I think if I just train myself to, you know, hold it on the second one, you know, pull a Godfrey and hold back a bit, I'll be able to do maximum damage to her that way. Hope you guys like look at the cathedral, because that's the closest you're ever getting. Alright, I don't have a torch on me. Oh, but I have a lantern, it's fine. Use Adula's Moonblade with the Snow Witch hat and Kari and Glintstone Staff, and you melt everyone. Everyone? Like everyone? Ah, damn, I forgot what item was here. Oh, I'll take the shot for later. Use only Adula's Moonblade the entire latter half of the game. Even Melania, you guys think? Even Melania? Granted, it is a good one. It is a good sorcery. Okay. I'm assuming Sarash's crest is here. Oh, well, these are plain too, so again, that does help the case. Yeah, what a shocker. Everything's gold. Oh my god, I already got this. Yep, Sarash's crest. Otherwise, it's just different flame colors. Actually, correct me if I'm wrong, chat. Aren't these similar to the towers? No, I think we already confirmed, right? It's like same model, but different specifics to the design. Yeah, these are fancier and stuff, yeah. Mm-hmm. Yeah. They different textures. Just Erdtree, yeah, lots of Erdtree imagery. check if the Erd Tree tile starts showing up near the Colosseum. Yeah, I don't think they do, but let's double check. Let's see. Erd Tree Cross. Is there an Erd Tree Cross for our Savior, America Christ? Yeah, I don't see him. So no change there. Roman versus Neoclassical. Oh, Ritual Shield Talisman on that corpse? Huh. Interesting. So they decided to use a sinner corpse. Or I guess the guilty, if we want to go with the localization thing. Basically a criminal's corpse. But have him have the shield talisman? I guess because maybe he was hoping he could join the arena and escape, like, death or execution or something as a gladiator? Maybe? Then maybe he was killed by actual gladiator? Uh-huh. Really? Really? Really, FromSoft? It's like, ah, yes, they won't notice the background. They'll never use their telescope. I believe the greases are actually corpse wax, soapy stuff that blends with the environment so it becomes frozen, fiery, or magic/holy. No, because I think we have a crafting recipe for these, and they don't involve corpse wax, but let me double check. Where are greases? Here they are. Yeah, they use root resin, so yeah. I have to double check the Japanese, but if I recall correctly, I think it uses the same term as past Souls games, like Demon Souls and Dark Souls, and it's a turpentine, a pine resin. I have to double check that, though, so don't quote me. But yeah, I'm pretty sure these greases, quote-unquote, are just, again, they're turpentines from previous games. They're just localized differently. But again, it's been a while since I looked at greases, because they're fucking greases. Who cares? So I'm going to have to... Don't quote me on that. My memory is not the best. Got our cup facing over where America/Radigan statue is. We got our wonderful tree, which conveniently fell there. Alright, and then the last one I assume is going to be the same, so I'm not even going to bother checking Redmane again. No. Also, I realized there was a note about the Royal Revenant, so I want to double check something real quick now. Where do I want to... See, there's Lascar ruins, there's the Lunar Estate ruins. There's certain oh, right, that's the hero's grave I want to go to, right? I want to check Saint the hero's grave. Hello, I-Man, good to see you. Frostbite would be useful, that's true. Frostbite against Melania. Doesn't hurt. I don't recall if Frostbite actually applied to her when we used Ronnie's Dark Moon. Melania does walk slowly, so you can do a charge first, yeah. Oh, that's right! You're actually, yeah, that's actually right, that's right, Dolphus. I could just do... Boom. Boom. Yeah. And then, but for subsequent hits, I don't think I'm going to get much chance to get a full charge off, so I think it'd be better if I go and then do that. The only risk, I think, is that she doesn't always dodge when she gets hit the first time. Sometimes she'll either not dodge, like in the very rare occasion, or more likely she'll do another attack. So I could end up screwing myself over. But I guess I can always release the charge early. Actually, you know what? I want to try the Karian thing, so... Let me get that out of storage. Oh, that was me. Sorry, Xavier. I keep mixing people up! Well, you know what? We might use you later, so we'll keep you. Anything else I want to try out? I'm going to probably remove these, by the way, when we get into the actual Melania fight, because I'm just not using them. And they just take up space in me trying to flick through all my different spells. So I'd rather... Honestly, I don't think we even need Stars of Ruin. I think Night Comet does the job just fine. I honestly think we should just stick to Night Comet, Comet Azur, Terra Magica for at least the very beginning of the fight, so we can maximize damage to get through phase 1 as fast as possible. Of course, Ronnie's Dark Moon. So we go Terra Magica, Ronnie's Dark Moon, Night Comet. Then phase 2, we have to dodge that first attack, get a Comet Azur off. If I can, try to get the infinite mana, get my FP all souped up, so that way I can then get that huge blast off of Melania phase 2, and I think we could probably get like half of her HP bar down, depending on how much damage I can get off. The hard part is I take so much damage because of this, and if I add this, which I was replacing off stream because why not? It's definitely making it harder for me, but she does so much damage to me anyway because I'm a squishy sorcerer, so yeah. Anyway, yeah, let's grab that. Storch through my chest, grab you. Uh-huh. So I assume that, yeah, so this is the Karian sword sorceries thing. Okay, let's do this then. Hey, Hugh, I know you're not doing too hot right now, but do you mind quickly upgrading my weapon to another of godlike proportions? I promise, all of these will slay gods. I promise you. He didn't specify whether it had to be demigods. Yeah. There we go, we go. Strength, strength, strength. Yes, Guardian Glintstone Staff. Oh, this is normal. This isn't even somber. Okay. That makes this even better. I have plenty of ancient dragon smithing stones to go around. Alrighty. Uh-huh. Alright, let's compare. We don't use you right now. You can go away. We're not using you either, so we'll put you away. Moonveil. Dismounter. God, there's... I might want you later. I'll eventually sell this stuff that is extra and unnecessary. Eventually. What's you? Don't care about you. We don't really need you. Maximum equip load. Maybe. Incantations. Ew. Again, this I gotta remember to put this back on when I go farming. Otherwise, I don't really care. We're at such a high level at this point. Again, this stuff could eventually be used, so... Are there any more branches I can take out of storage? No? Okay. Good to know. There we go. Let's see. Oh, sure, we mash a butterfly to resin and it becomes a grease. Yeah, you know, that's just how it works. But couldn't root resin be corpse wax from Erdtree Burial? Let me double check. I'm pretty sure it's just it's just, you know, resin from roots. Let me double check. What's it look like again? It's a small thing, right? Ah, here? No, that's excrement. God, I'm so blind. Where the hell is this thing? Ah, there you are. Yeah, resin secreted from the roots of the great tree. So what the part in question is the actual term for resin. So let me double check that real quick. I'm gonna assume it says tree resin. But let me make sure. Root resin. Come on, come on, come on. Hayaku, Hayaku. Oh. Yeah, okay, so the actual name is just root resin. And then the actual thing here is... Yeah, okay, yeah, it's just natural tree resin. Yeah. So nothing special in the description, at least. Great tree confirmed! Oh, you shut up, John. We're not going through this again. Let's see. No, for real, I'd rather you just clench my ass cheeks every time I have to speed scroll through inventory to find stuff mid-boss fight. Yeah, thankfully. Thankfully, I'm learning, so that way, for Melania at least, I won't be scrolling through, like, everything. The Godfrey icon will boost the charged night comets as well. Ooh, that is true. That might be better than this. Because I'm not sure if less FP consumed is worth it. Like, how many numbers do we get? Because this doesn't affect the cost of the spell. So how many can we get? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, and we can't get... We're almost at 10. Let's replace this with Godfrey icon for the sake of argument. 4, 5, 6, 7. So we lose out on 2 shots. Is that a worthy trade-off? It might be. Depending on how much damage I get from the Godfrey thing, that could be worth it. Because we're spec'd for maximum damage, even if at the cost of HP. I've also switched to the Radon Great Rune, so we can try that out next time we fight her. Anyway, what I want to test, though, is now Karian Slicer. See how much this benefits from different staff. 830. $955 is a pretty decent upgrade, I'm not gonna lie. Not gonna lie. We got Godfrey / Golden Lineage banners. Woo! What was that damage? Also, I got a sacrificial twig from that. Yay? Question mark? Anyway, so I was checking notes, and the merchant notes claim that these, I think the localization uses the term followers for the Royal Revenant, so the idea that our small little vengeful spirit summoners are just like, their followers. It's the same term used for the Chaos Servants in Izalith and stuff, right? So like attendants, servants, that type of follower. So interesting. I honestly thought they were just creations of the Bellbringers, but I guess not. I'm actually curious, does this reduce this damage at all? Yeah, I don't notice a difference. I think the number might be too small to matter. What's another one we can try? This would be fun. This is funny. If this worked with Karian Slicer, I would laugh so hard. Like, what a great thing. Let's try it out with Turtle Talisman. That's what we were using last time. At the very least, I don't recall my my stamina ever being a problem. Okay, this is back up. They are royalty, I guess. Yeah, that should have been my first clue, to be honest. But I kind of thought they were, like, raising royalty from the dead or some weird stuff. But now that might actually help me with understanding what exactly these enemies are, then, now that I got their power structure, you know, sorted out. Still kind of not sure where the hell they came from, but probably on a better footing than I was before. Why does Godfrey have big-ass yaoi hands? Listen. He married Marika for her power, okay? She promised to make him king. Oh, right. I forgot. That feels good. Now let's try finding another Royal Revenant. Yeah, so Godfrey banners, white. Because I'm looking into the possibility that this hero's grave was established even before the Ancient Dragon War. So again, Ariza, first hero's grave, has the two fingers banner. Makes sense because again, before, you know, they took the land of the Erd Tree, before obviously Godfrey had established his crest and the Golden Lineage's crest, right? They were just, again, agents acting on behalf of the two fingers on a mission to claim the Elden Ring from the Erd Tree. But this here's interesting. Actually, wait, isn't, am I mixing that up? Because actually it might be Giant's Hero Grave, if I recall, right? I think it's Giant's Hero's Grave with the two finger symbol then, and the Ariza is, Erd Tree banners? Okay, yeah, I mixed it up. Yeah, this is Erd Tree banners. I'm like, thank God I remember that in the last second. Yeah, so it goes, okay. You have two fingers, Erd Tree, Godfrey's icon. So I'm looking to the possibility that the Sainted Hero's Grave has a history predating Ancient Dragon War. Yeah, so this isn't as effective. Nearly as much than if I use the other staff, so yeah, it makes a difference. This is all with the Deathblight and stuff, so we don't need to worry about that. We know mostly how that goes. Gelmir's Hero Grave has its own crest too, right? Here's Rose's like has a golden Erd Tree lying on the ground. The figure doesn't seem unique to the Hellfin and sorcery. I don't recall. Do we see that ever used with sorcery at any point? I don't think so. I may be misremembering, but oh yeah, this is just generic. Oh. Yeah, this is just generic carpet texture from Gelmir, Volcano Manor. I mean, we are close to here. I want to check if there's any dragon banners in the guest hall. Horaloo was just a wrestler looking for his next heavyweight championship. Oh man, Horaloo would have quite the entrance in one of those UFC games or whatever. Yes, dog. You want love? Well, can you lay down? Down. Don't you stretch? I'm streaming. I don't got time for you to stretch. He's not cooperating, chat. What are you looking for? Making sure that it all smells perfect? Lay down, Oh my god, dog! Lay down! Down. There we go. Oh, he is really resistant to this. He just wants to be pet. I will pet you. Just lay down so I can use my feet. Oh, he's giving me the puppy dog eyes now. Down. There you go. Oh, look. The horror. Still kills him, though. This is where we're gonna need this. I'm gonna turn down the volume on my end slightly, chat. Just so I can hear myself a little more. Bro was definitely tripping on it. Mariko was impaled long before she was ever crucified. Rosa's axe does magic damage and frost buildup. Oh, that's interesting. It seems to use Ghost Flame and is reminiscent of the Helfin Steeple sword in both appearance, using magic and using... I see, so people were making connections between Rosus and the Helfin stuff. I mean... I get the argument. I haven't investigated Rosus at all for myself. He's honestly like a non-entity to me. I'm just like, oh, the dude with the really long neck. Okay. He's like probably like a turtle or something. Not seeing any banners here. Area is pretty just torture chambery. Yeah, so it looks like the dragon banners are only in the rampart sections. And again, this, when you see like the spears and torches and sword here by itself, I'm not sure if that's supposed to be interpreted as banished knight equipment strictly, or just generic, hey, here's like an armory rack type deal. At least when you have like the shields and stuff, I feel that pushes it over the edge. Oh, that's cool. They actually use the broken ones in more places than just that one cave. Muriel is Rosus confirmed! What have I done? Sorry, Muriel. Sorry, my turtle pope. I guess you're now associated with death. We got that done. Volcano Cave. So I'm assuming Volcano Cave, the queen here, was gifted her staff by the people of the Hermit Village. And then the Magi Queen was given her staff by the Azur invaders. And then we got Ordina. Alright, I wanted to test this out too, so... let's see. Maybe Marika just promised him lots of good fights, or he was a war god who could beat him and win his war. The warriors of Horlu's tribe are said to shun excess adornment and stuff like that, so maybe he didn't care for fancy titles. Okay, here's the problem with what you're saying, Night Scout. I get what you're trying to say, but here's the problem. The Japanese for the quote-unquote chief of the Badlands is king. It's the kanji for king, same as Elden Lord. So he's like, he gave up being the king, quote-unquote, to become the king of the barbaric land. So, like, yeah. The whole, like, shunning, like, excess adornments and stuff has nothing to do with titles. He's still a, quote-unquote, king over, over his, quote-unquote, tribe of the barbarians there. They're just not about, like, you know, having all that regal accessories and stuff. Which seems to be the thing that Godfrey doesn't necessarily care for. The Rosa statue reminds me a lot of the worm faces. Yeah, you know, I can see it with how they have, like, the head sort of acts like an extension of the neck with how their faces are the worms. Yeah, I can get that. Want to look at those trees and where we find them. Trees here. We have to check around here and here. Are these silver crabs by chance? Yes, they are. So all the crabs on this river are silver. Now, there are lots of Albinorics. So it could be that the idea is that their remnants or whatever, you know, their traces have got into the water and are affecting the crabs who are eating, drinking, whatever they're doing to get sustenance from it. There's our one remaining Kaiden boy. Or, sorry, Kaiden. Actually, I don't know. I guess it depends on how the original Japanese was rendered. It could still be Kaiden, I guess. Kaiden could just be the original Japanese transcribers or transliterators, going from what they literally see into characters they recognize from Romaji. We got our wonderful wolves there. Well, then he's already king of the Badlands. Maybe he doesn't want to be super king. He just wants good fights with America, knows where tough people live. Well, again, from what we see, the idea, and this sort of builds on, like, you know, the Dark Souls 2 idea of what is a king. It's a man who's master of his own, who has the strength to be master of his own fate and the fate of others and all that. It seems to be that Hoarulu's main driver is strength and power, improving his power and ability, right? So he fights and fights and fights until he can fight no more and has no one else to prove, right? That may be partly why Marika / Greater Will, or whoever you want to go with the specifics there, I'm going to just assume Marika, we're basically saying, okay, we're going to send you away then to go fight elsewhere otherwise because you're kind of useless otherwise, maybe? So that could have been an influence there in that, well, you know, Godfrey, you kind of got rid of all the enemies that we, you know, really care about. We don't want to just, like, have you spend the rest of your life chasing after the occasional bandit squad. So, leave. So that could have been something to that nature, where, Godfrey only cared for kingship so far as being king proved his strength. And that seems to be what his dialogue when he kills you or when he dies is about, right? He's all about, hey, your strength, what does the localization put it? Like, thy strength is worthy of a crown or something like that? And yeah, Japanese is basically saying the idea of how, like, you know, that, it merits, power merits kingship. So yeah, it seems to be just a matter of he wants to be the top dog because it shows that no one else can beat him in order to replace him as top dog. God, I'm struggling to make out what this guy's saying. Because we have the Agio lines in the lake, right? And in the script files, there actually is... Oh, that's cool. In the script files, there actually is a, there actually is the dialogue, that even though it's obviously not subtitled in-game. So I'm kind of curious if I could find the dialogue for what that guy's saying, too. But I can't make out if it's anything but gibberish, so it could just be, like, inane audio. Where's the convoy? Correct me if I'm wrong, chat. Shouldn't there be a big convoy going through here already? Did I miss the opportunity for that to spawn? Damn, poor fellas. One of them's a room bear. I don't feel bad for him. Well, I should say, one of them's a silver tier, which will become a room bear, so you know what? Screw them. If they want to go save a damn filthy silver, be my guest. Their loss. He's buried. Oof. Ah, there it is. I want to see where this thing stops. Because my assumption would be it's going over to Ordina so it can be sent to the Halig tree for burial, right? I would assume that's how they want these coffins travel path to work. So I guess we'll just wait. Meanwhile... Hello, animals. Horaloo let Marika send his kids to the sewers, gone, got a better life than they... Yeah, and he might have actually felt... He might have felt like uber guilty about it for a while. That's the best part. I don't think they were on speaking terms for a while after that. And that's why Marika's like, fine, I guess I'll just do Liurnian Wars myself. Oh. There we go. I'll find it eventually, chat. Wait. Huh? Wait, does this... Huh? Did I pick the wrong spell? Am I crazy? I'm confused. I am confused. Am I semi-invisible or not? YouTuber named Elizabeth has a 40-minute video showing all her swag and pass. Oh, that's cool. Then maybe I'll just check that out then and we'll skip this. Because you know what? I don't want to wait. I don't want to wait like 5 to 10 minutes for those things to stop their path. Yeah, I don't know. I don't know if this is actually working or not. Yeah. There we go. I mean, I guess I'm not being seen. So I guess it works. I'm just so confused. I can't tell if it's actually working or not. There we go, yeah. The talisman provides the same effect, so it cancels the spell ice. So, ah! Does it? It says it just makes you semi-invisible, though, so... I mean, it seemed to be working. I wonder if it's just, like, the lighting or something for the mountaintops. We'll try outside of there. Okay, let's move on. I want to check out trees. Cave of the Forlorn. I just realized that cave goes into the... Do we see tree roots in that cave, chat? Because I just realized that cave seems to go beneath the minor Erd tree. That'd be pretty neat if they actually paid attention to that. Alright, so we got trees. It's possible that Mikola was just using the Albanorics. Yes? I mean, I haven't done a deep dive into Mikola. I do vaguely recall seeing, like, Smotown's video on Mikola at one point, but I don't really remember anything from it. But from what I understand, Mikola is just generally about trying to create something kind of like Gold Mask, a better version of the current order. And that's his idea of, okay, it can't just be gold, it has to be unalloyed or pure gold, quote-unquote, right? So it could be that like certain Alban orcs are just being used as stepping stones for that end. But it seems like Loretta and like possibly, if based on how we interpret those like webbed up egg things, those might be Alban orc first generations. So if so, that could indicate that they're not being all used. So I guess it depends. The problem is that the idea for the consecrated snowfield is that this is supposed to be like the area where those who were not quote-unquote chosen by Miquella have to make the harsh journey through the tundra, right? I should have this back. So I don't know. Like I said, I haven't paid too much attention to Miquella stuff, so... There may be something I'm forgetting. I don't see the trees here so far. I see them here over there, though. So let's see. Trees there around Ordina. No trees here. Oh, look, there are trees up there. Okay. I see trees by the minor Erd tree. So at the topmost area. They're there, I think. Okay. Let's go check that out. That Alban orc just used Discus of Light. Seems that Miquella taught these guys his personal incantation. At least, or at least one of his servants did, yeah. That's what I'm saying. I'm not entirely sold if all of them would be used, but maybe some. I just don't know. There's like a lot of factors that at the top of my head I'm like, I don't know. But admittedly, they're not among the quote-unquote chosen, it seems, because, you know, they're not the Haley tree. So you can at least argue with these Alban orcs, there may be like a special mission they've been given that requires them to be outside of it. We do know that some Alban orcs get intercepted, though, and taken in by mode, right? Like, where's the... Like, somewhere around here, there's the teleporter thing with, like, the Alban orcs and, like, the others at the other side waiting to be inducted into the Lord of Blood's dynasty. So, I don't know. I could definitely see it being, like, a mixture where it's like, okay, there's those who've arrived, they've received the enlightenment of Miquella, and there's the others who are just having to make the dangerous trek. Crystal Bud, all the way up here, huh? Oh, wow. You're still alive. So we have a few ghost trees here, toward the top. Near the mountaintops. Ordina, as we already said. Over here, on the other side of the minor Erd tree. And over here. Now, I would assume these trees are, like, trees that, like, their seeds fell from the mountaintops over here, so they spread. So the bigger question for me is Ordina, because that's slightly further out compared to here, right? Over here. So does that mean that the Nox, or whoever, brought trees over there? Maybe? Yeah. It's right next to the freezing lake, too, for these, and these are a bit farther out. Why them consecrated, then? Because I believe the idea is supposed to be that this is sacred ground or whatever, because Miquella's taken it over. Because this is supposed to be Kaiden, right? This is supposed to be the homeland of the mercenaries, right? And as we talked about last time, the idea that Morgott basically hires them to help study the funeral steeds, and some of them will become the knight cavalry and stuff, and later they'll be brought all the way back down here and basically left here, where they'll be defect to Godric, right? And all that. So this area is free real estate for Mikola. He could just come in and take over. As we can see, there's the one Kaiden boy who basically just joins up with the nobles, escorting, doing, like, you know, escorting them while they're doing their, like, search for stuff in the snowfield. And then you got the two Knights Cavalry who seem to have also deserted Morgott to come back home, and they're like, oh, we'll also join up with Mikola in the part of the convoy thing, right? So that just leaves Ordina, which, again, there's a lot of mystery surrounding Ordina, as well as the Apostate Derelict and its origins and stuff, so depending on when these two were made, they may or may not have been a hindrance to Mikola taking over. But yeah, it seems that basically this snowfield's been more or less turned into Mikola's little pilgrimage ground, right? You gotta make the pilgrimage from the hidden path all the way to Halig Tree at Ordina. Oh, hey, Erdtree Guardian, see if they're friendly with the Elven Orcs if you kite them together. Yeah, sure. I can try to do that real quick while I ponder some things. If the medallion to get here is the hidden medallion, I'm not sure if it's Kaiden. It seems too public to be hidden. If the point of the quote-unquote hidden medallion is that's part of a quote-unquote hidden path to the Halig Tree. And if we're talking about Kaiden and Morgott and things like that, that doesn't necessarily be quote-unquote hidden at the time. It just means that in order to get there, it's not readily accessible without that medallion. And we don't know how exactly you were supposed to get here before then. Just keep in mind, they got a mining town here. There was, in fact, a mining town established for the Erdtree Kingdom to use, which would later become ground zero for the Mad Flame disease, so... And yeah, the fact of the matter is, they lived somewhere on these mountaintops. You got Sol, you got astrologers, you got maybe this frozen lake. Then you got the peaks, the summit with the giants. And then you got this massive snowfield that's ideal for horse riding with a bunch of free wild wolves running around, which are perfect to be hunted so they can have their pelts that they wear. So yeah, pretty sure this is Kaiden. If you just had to make me choose. Don't think it's much of a contest. Ooh. Oh no, that's just the Erdtree, never mind. No one cares. Speaking of wolves to hunt. Ah, right, I gotta lock on first. Oh, that's awkward. I can't believe I dodged that just strafing this way. That was impressive. Oh my... The wolves! Damn. There we go. Yeah, I get you. I didn't see any Elven Orcs or stuff on my way down here, so... If I had to guess, I have to reset the area. I think I killed most of the enemies. Which I'm fine with. Just gotta deal with this one. Ah, damn. Can't strafe you when you're standing still like that, huh? I should also have switched over to my other staff for that. Eh, that's gonna take a bit getting used to. The mountaintops of the giants are barb. I don't think anyone ever calls them hidden. Again, and the only reason consecrated snowfield's considered hidden is because of the medallion and stuff to get down through the lift right now. Anyway, so we want to go Probably somewhere like here and lead him to like here. Am I right? Let's head to 2. Loki straight up killing dogs. They're wolves! They're different species. It doesn't count. Well, there's some here, so maybe I don't even have to go that far. Hey, buddies. Hey, pals, friends. Over here. Can you friendly fire? Oh, look, there's a golden-eyed boy. I'll go check you out in a sec. Come on. Albinorex! Filthy stinking silvers! No order! Up! Right! Right! Wait a second. Ow. Got it. Yeah. Oh, well, he just swung right through him, I'm pretty sure. Come on. Ow, damn. Yeah, he can't dodge away from that hitbox. He's got a very long reach. Yeah, they're not hitting each other, that's for sure. I'm not sure how common that is for enemies to not be able to hit each other, but we just confirmed that for sure. So if someone wants to make him do with information like that, go wild. Okay, then. Alright, so I just reconfirmed what Nardi had done with the trees, so we got a good idea now there. Like I said, Ordina's the only kind of oddity there. Makes me wonder if it was not just Nox that were here. Okay. There we go. These gigaliths seem like a not good way to traverse space, but it tracks to have that place closed when the Flame of Frenzy happened there, yeah. Between Flame of Frenzy and, like, a bunch of other factors involving mountaintops and stuff. Like, first you have the Glowmite Queen incident, which already is like, okay, there's a reason we forbid these lands. Then you have the Frenzy Flame happening at some point, which is like, okay, yeah, this is another good reason we want to limit access to these lands. Then you go there, you get the Kaiden people, you take them out, right? And then you got Mikola and Melania, who are doing their own thing. So, like, yeah. The only reason I think the area is considered the quote-unquote hidden path is because the medallion's not widely available. As we can see, it's a special medallion made specifically to look like the Halig tree and stuff, so... Not even sure if it was... the lift was the original intended way to get to that snowfield. Yep, yellow leaves, like the Earth tree. Yeah, and the leaves are falling off just like it too, yeah, okay. Good to know. Ah, that looks kind of yellow at some places too. Good to know. Yeah, so this is the... These are not gray trees. This is the lighting from that stupid light source there. See? Notice how it makes it overexposed white here? But then as soon as you change the angle... Well, suddenly, voila! Back to green. So yeah. There are no gray trees, Night Scout, in case you were wondering. It's just a lighting issue. It's a trick of the eyes, a trick of the rendering. Oh no! Now it's green. Oh no! It's all turning to ash, chat. It's Dark Souls 3 all over again. Oh no! God. It's just a normal gray tree, Night Scout. It's nothing special. Yeah, it's the same green trees we see elsewhere. It's just the lighting is super screwed up here because I think what they did is they put like super high contrast lighting, even though that the light source isn't actually that bright when you look at it, right? So I think just someone messed with the settings and it just looks a bit weird on the exposure. Like, see, the tree looks fine when it's in shadow and crap. It's especially funny when you contrast it to, like, the yellow trees. Like, the yellow trees don't have this issue. For some reason, it's just the green trees that have this rendering problem. I find that incredibly hilarious. Now we go here. Oh. Come on! That wasn't fair play! How dare you? Alrighty. Yellow, 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 yellow. Lots of yellow. Yellow, yellow. Yellow, yellow. I feel like there should be some of that rock stuff here, but whatever. Got a Knox building there. We got some of the trees. We got all the Godwins, roots, crap. Got the minor tree. Yeah, I think the tree's like specifically here, right? So about, yeah, like a little bit behind where Godwin is, right? Around here. Will the Japanese learn to boil the water, please? That's Godwin's milk. Oh no! Fia, don't lick the tree. That's not sap. Stagnation all over again. God damn it, America, you and your goddamn stagnation. You're turning the trees gray. I love these casual Elden Ring streams, chat. I don't know, just being able to casually be able to go back and double check my terrible memory for a game this big that I struggle to keep it all in my head. I don't know, it feels good. Oh, that's neat. Listen, Radigan, I know you've got a whole completion complex and all that shit. I still don't think you should have stitched together a bunch of dead heroes, just saying. I'm gonna just say it's a little perverse, and the perfuming is kind of obnoxious. So KK, never again. Anyway, as I was... I don't recall seeing these when we were in Lane-Del, chat. Do we see these? It's a dark red like Arteria leaves. Which Arteria leaves seem to be like Erdleaf flowers, but, you know, for Crucible, when Crucible was still around. Hence why they're rare now. But yet they're so common on fucking corpses. Everyone get your Arteria leaves now, the Crucible's no more. Collect them while they're still there. Oh, I did not like that leaf getting in the way. There we go. Do we see these anywhere else? Like, are they in Lane-Del? I don't recall seeing them there. But it could be that the lighting just doesn't make them stand out as much. The Gargoyles seem to actually share some visual features with the Duelist and Roar buffs, a la Horalu, so the Gargoyles might predate Radigan. No, that just tells us that the heroes that Radigan would be using to make the Gargoyles might come from Godfrey's time, which, again, makes sense, because, you know, if you're going to talk about heroes, i.e. great warriors who fought in presumably great battles, then yes, that would have to be during Godfrey's time, when there were those great warriors who were alive and being veterans. Because you have to keep in mind, a huge portion of the that army is either dead or left with Godfrey from the lands between. And most of the Crucible Knights aren't dead. Like, we have 2 of them who are dead, right? So, and those 2 are buried, really far away from Langdell, so they're probably not being used for body parts. So yeah, it's probably, like, corpses from, you know, like, the Ariza Hero Grave, the Noble Hero Grave, you know, stuff like that. And like I said, the perfuming's a dead giveaway, because you're like, ah, the perfuming of Radigan's era. Gotcha. Beautiful invention. All I gotta say, perfumes? I didn't know they were so explosive, but now I know. Just take a lighter to them. Have a nice pyromaniac moment. Hello there, Mr. Nox Ruins. Or Mrs. Nox Ruins. I can't tell your gender. Man, I miss getting 5k from those guys when I had my Scarab on, or 4k, or whatever it was. So that's cool. We have the red leaves there, so I'll check that out back at Lingdell. Did the leaf red flower things continue while we're farther away from the city? Not here. Oh my. Oh, whoops. Hey, buddies, you get here often? Oh. Yeah, there's actually some still here. Cool. I guess more leftovers from the Crucible era. Or it could also be, because we see a Erdtree avatar spawn, what was it, around here? And still using, like, Crucible sigils and stuff. So it could just be, like, these are, like, some pockets of Crucible power still left over, deep in the roots, you know, where, they might not be expended as much as, say, above ground with the giant glowing tree, you know, emanating itself everywhere. So, could just be that these are, like, some small pockets left of that kind of, primordial power. Okay. Checking around here. Yeah, the roots are everywhere. Okay, so let's check above ground. Yeah. I prefer the technique of putting them all into the pot. Yeah, you know, why even bother with gargoyles, right? Like, it's all... Radigan just has a sewing fetish. He just likes sewing things together, okay? Whether it's, you know, nice little doilies for his ex-wife, or whether it's, people for his new wife. He just wants to understand why he's so incomplete, man. He just wants to sew himself together into one person, into one whole. Let's see. Phantom Tree. Will be a good place, chat. Back at the cathedral, I guess? Yeah, I guess back at the sanctuary. Every Erdtree avatar uses the Crucible Sigil for its golden land attack. Yeah, exactly my point, Night Scout. So if they're using that, then that could be the... Because originally I was like, okay, yeah, the idea is like, you know, it's at the roots of the Erdtree, probably the most powerful pockets, right? But you could definitely justify that with these flowers still spawning some red. So again, it could be leftover, could just be some, like, small pockets remaining. Deep in the roots, at the core of the tree, near the trunk. So let's see, do we see similar red up here? I don't see it so far. Yeah, these look pretty clean. I don't know if these are the exact same root models, but they're at least, like, similar. See some of the... We get similar ideas where sometimes they widen a little, sometimes they're more of the darker brown. Don't see any streaks of gold like we see underground as much. I guess that could be this browning here, right? Because there's kind of a little bit of gold mixed into that coloring, right? Like, you can see some areas look a little more yellow than others. Kind of creates this overall, like, green, mossy look. So maybe. That might be what that's supposed to be. But yeah, no flowers I see here. Interesting. Oh, whoops, that's too early. My bad. My bee. Uh-huh. And normal. God, Langdell is so pretty, chat. Sometimes it just wows me when I just look at something at just the right angle. Now, if only we didn't have this burning Erd tree marring the view. Mistakes were made, chat. Clearly, I should never have gone to Farm Azula. Let's go to Lower Capital Church. Baby, look, I'm complete now. We can pick up where we left off now. Wait, why are you ripping up Comet Azur? Oh, I didn't know you could get gold eyes, my friend. I guess any enemy can, huh? Wow, and you died in one hit. That's special. I kind of wish I put on my talisman if it was gonna be that easy. So let's see, lower quarter with Nox. All but easy access to the sewers. Albinorks in the sewers. The finger creepers in the sewers. Okay, yeah, they are alive. They're just pretending to be. I'll be honest, you guys play dead better than frickin' Beastman and Farm Azula. I don't know what that says about Albinork lore. They're better at playing dead than the animals. Ah, filthy stinking silvers. So we have that. We have them in the actual village as well. Can I actually get up to that section without having to go through the stupid corridor of Bowman? I guess not. Darn. So we have some, though, in the town as well. So again, could be left behind when the area became a ruin. Tortured because they are not befitting the golden culture up here, so they're just kept as like second-class citizen slaves by the Nox here. Ooh. And then we know that there's also some Albinorks which get similarly tortured at Soul. Obviously, Gelmir is ground zero for Albinoric torture techniques. Do we see these guys anywhere else? Not here. Not here. I don't think they're here. Not Dragon Barrow. Liurnia, no, we just find them dead. Actually, I want to double check something with the village of Albinorks. Would you love me if I had breasted blonde hair? Would you still love me if I were Stitched America? Would all would take him back simply for that thug shaker Hassie sport. You guys are awful. Anyway. This is Roa, right? Yeah. I know it's clipping, but I do kind of find it funny where it's like, they were like, alright, let's just throw the corpses down the well. Sir, the well is full. Ah, just throw them around it then. What's it matter? Village is done for. I do find it interesting how they're supposed to be the citizen soldiers, right? I wonder if the idea is there was, these were supposed to be the Karian-aligned, troops that were guarding there. Considering Kari is supposed to have so much influence over the West. Is it the only place we find normal, not crazy Albinorics running around too? Coffin Cemetery here. Oh no, I need more markers, chat! I don't have a cemetery marked, no! Cool. Wow, you don't gotta be ominous about it, Bridge. Also, I love these headphones, I can hear that. Yeah, I guess it has to be if you have Karian servants still here, right? So they have to have control of this area so they can go back and forth between them. Yeah. So you got some citizen soldiers helping defend the village. You got the Albinoric second generation actually going out to try to, you know, fight off against the Cuckoos, right? Obviously you had the Cuckoos trying and failing to take Karian Manor, even though they left this place reduced to ruin. They might be responsible for this Troll Knight getting locked up, I assume. So we have Coffin here, Coffin's here. I don't think these Albinorics are really Karian aligned, just having ran from their old slave work to live here. They ran to below the Karia quote-unquote homeland? Yeah, I don't think so. I don't think so, Night Scout. These don't seem like runaways. These seem like this is where the Albinorics were allowed to have safe harbor after they escaped the Nox. Specifically, in this case, I guess Noxtella. So they were told, okay, yeah, you can just live in the cave beneath us. Literally under our wing. Oh, you, right. I'm sure Gideon won't mind if I kill you. Anyway. We have a few Karian servants, obviously. Then we have all the citizen people. And we know these citizen people aren't aligned with the Cuckoos, because the Cuckoos are quite happy about killing and using Albinorics for parts. Ivory Sickle. So that's definitely a thing. Woo! That was close. Didn't think I was gonna make that. Oh. Embarrassing. Ow. What type of bridge is this, by the way? Does anyone know? It feels familiar, and yet it doesn't. So I may not recognize it from somewhere. More coffins. More dead Albinorics. And others. Oh. Whoops. Alright. Man, you're not so scary without your Capra Demon, huh? This area looks pretty typical, all things considered. Of course. Darn! Well, sorry, Xavier, I can't get a good shot of the flowers here. I just noticed from watching your stream that there are Heart of Aeonia flowers in the Albinoric village. Oh, no! Okay, so... Albinoric village. If that is true... Then is there any pattern? I don't think we can get a pattern there. Unless we want to just argue it's a connection to sorcery and Celia, which I don't think works. So I think we can thus write them off then as just generic flowers and we can ignore them going forward? Question mark? And I don't know why, something about that's familiar to me. And I don't know if it's like a reused asset they retextured or if it's actually used somewhere else. More like Crapra Demon. Use glowstones. That's true, I can use glowstones for down there. Uh-huh. Got all these strung up boys. Hello. Also, you gotta love the like the, what? 1, 2, 3... 4, 5, and then what, like 6, 7, 8? Actually, I think it's just 6 and 7, so like 7 houses for all these bodies. Man, Albinorix be living in some cramped spaces. Ah! Oh, wow, I actually made it. I was like, oh no, my death. How could I not see this coming? And are these silver crabs or are these normal crabs? I forget. Well, you can go weep at the death of your brethren all you want. Yep, these are silver. Good old silver. Which means... Wait, so does this mean, does this guy have sleep? Because don't the silver crabs have sleep as a ability? Or is this like a different thing? Ow. Fun. Yeah, sleep! Yes, yes! Yes, yes! Poison Bloom, what a shocker. Healthy trees? Not healthy trees. Thanks for coming to my TED Talk. There we go. Flowers! Whee! I'm pretty sure that the flowers that only appear by patches of tall grass / bushes are meaningless. Yep, that's a fair statement. Alright, now we go to Artishack. Abandoned homeland with no path down, also living some poison swamp like a slum. Yeah, the question is the poison slum. My initial assumption is that the poison slum is because of all the corpse bodies. But I have to double check that area more thoroughly on the ground again at some point. Yep, that's it. Got the one dead tree here. At least I think it's dead. I got yellow trees for days. All the normal trees around the display. Anything significant about where this is pointing? Not really. I mean, it's kinda around Moonlight Altar, but not really. Yeah. There's our tower. There's Stormvale. That's all done there. Church of the Cuckoos real quick. There's also a poison swamp here, so that could factor into the flowers, maybe. Ah, that's true. That's true, but I don't recall. I think there's at least one. It was Church of the Plague, Heart of Aeonia, and there's one other location. I don't recall that location being associated with poisons of some kind. Am I wrong? For people that cannot move, I don't think they actually do a lot of swamps. So yeah, that's true. The poison swamp down here feels like the region is a slum, not a real shelter. I mean, it might be. That's could be. I mean, still, they're living on the mountain part, so it's still better than apparently the Nox who kicked them out. So, and we know that the Carians use the Albinorics as servants. Not as saying it's the best life. I mean, Pydia exists as Celavis, so I can imagine there might be some resentment there, and they obviously eventually leave for a better life at the Halig Tree once the Cuckoos are persecuting them. You know, more like trying to genocide them, but you get the idea. Yes, this is the same grave as what we see with the minor Erdtree Church. Oh. Really? Flat top? Oh my. Mostly irregular plants. Nothing crazy. Damn. Yeah, I'm better off using Carian Slicer. Damn. Not if I do mistakes like that, though. Alright, time to mow the lawn. Gosh, you guys are making this so dark. Holy hell, this grave is bigger than most. Like, whoa! Wow, you really hit the plus size on that one, huh, FromSoft? I do not remember seeing those ever be that big. That's impressive. Wanted to get both of them, but should have locked on to the one closest first, I guess. Oh, that's just blood. Okay, I was about to be like, well, what's going on with the color there? No, that's just the blood. Gotcha, gotcha. God, big ones are tanky. God, Karian Slicer has no right feeling this good. Like, it's just such a smooth movement and maneuvering with it. Like, it just feels amazing. And it curves while you're locked on, like, just right. Like, oh my god. And it's so cheap. I get that its range is like 2 feet in front of you, but it feels so good, chat. Hello there, sir. Excuse me, governor. Now we got to the transportation area. Actually, you know what? I'm curious. Yeah, I almost two-shot him. Nice. Having trouble with this lighting, telling if he's, Onyx or, Alabaster Lord. Oh well. I'm sure someone in chat will remember. I'm that guy with the cat ring thinking he can jump down from this height. The area behind the Saints Bridge side race. Right, there's no poison there. So that, yeah, I don't think that makes so much sense then. Also summon water and down the river running off from there. Yeah, so no consistency. Nox decided to the Night Folk were a better option. Decided that they would make some silver tiers. They're like, you know what our problem is? Our silvers are too human-like. We need to start off as just slimes. Slimes make everything better. They watched enough anime. By the way, did you ever check out the fire golems that had armored ankles and wrists? No, I did not. That might be next. And you wonder why I simp for the Carians. Alabaster, if I recall correctly, check the swords to best tell. Straight equals Alabaster, curved equals Onyx. Got it. Because I know the localization screwed up in the Everjail and, like, named them the wrong one. I forget which one it was supposed to be. Like, it says it is, but it's supposed to be the other. It's actually the other one, right? I remember that was like, that was just a localization flub. I don't know how you screwed that up compared to the Japanese, but whatever. Maybe they just saw what the boss ending was supposed to be and forgot. They didn't look any further than that. Beats a gravity magician, gets killed by gravity. Ah, yes! The perfect irony! Alright, now we jump from here. Much better. Tell you, my good chap. I will see you at our next tea and crumpets. I don't know why I suddenly became lucurious. Hello, sir. That man's just like, I just saw something totally bizarre. I never thought I'd see in my life. That guy too. I'm giving them a show. Yes, I know, Doug. Ah, we will eventually get off of this, eventually. Get me off this crazy thing! Is it safe to jump now? Is it safe? Yes, it's safe. Woo. Alright. Oh, that's right, you're here, though! I forgot! There we go. I thought this thing was like a one and done. Nope, it respawns. Whoopsie! Whoopsie daisy! It's okay, dog. I'm fine. I'm fine. I'm not seeing any flowers down here. Just regular plants and glintstone, which, you know, there's a lot of crystal down here, so what a shocker. Also, There's like a lake thing there, if I recall. So we got big water thing here. Little... I can't remember, is this supposed to be like a mausoleum or a shed? I don't recall how similar it is to the ones up top at the graveyard. Anyway. Give it to the Carians to invent a method of traversal even worse than the Grand Lifts. Ah, wait. What is this? These are just very ugly, low poly leaves. Never mind, carry on. Carry on. Yeah, I'm not seeing anything specific amongst the crystal. Ah, yeah, that's probably a grave, because there's a grave here. Uh-huh. Graveyards! Graveyards everywhere! Entry routes everywhere! Uh-huh. Uh-huh. I see. So just glintstone mining and burial down here. Nothing else really special, I guess. Now we know the way back up. Okay, yeah, let's check out some, Actually, there's one other thing I want to check out here. Where's that artist shack? Or master shack will do it. I think a ton of dead albinorks would cause metallic poisons, not organic poisons, so the swamp isn't recent. That's true, but keep in mind, it's not just albinorks that are dying, it's also citizen conscript soldiers type deal, right? So you also have citizen soldiers who are, you know, normal flesh and blood stuff, so... If you have a mixture of albinorks and regular dead people, I think I can see Miyazaki justifying a poison swamp with, nonetheless, silver crabs. Because you have the trace elements of the silver from the dead albinorks, which the crabs are eating. Though again, I can't remember if, I think it's the entire lake that has the crabs with the silver, correct me if I'm wrong? So, again, they're second-generation albinorks, like, walking through that water and stuff, so, again, could just justify it as, you know, albinorks in general, not necessarily the dead ones. And then you have the normal people who are dying, and that's like, okay, yeah, they pollute the swamp, right? The typical Miyazaki, you get a bunch of corpses in a body of water, similar to what we get in Weeping Peninsula next to Castle Morn, right? So I think it's the same idea. Oh. Actually, I don't think this is the right way for what I want to do, but let me double-check here. Because I think I said it on yesterday's stream, or was it the stream before? I don't remember. I just don't. Anyway, but, I was talking about the idea of, like, prelate leaving behind these guys to investigate for our thief. I forget what his name is. Right? But they wanted to keep on checking to make sure that the thief didn't go out, like, further than when he was last spotted in Liurnia. So the prelate takes the rest of the people and leads them over to Caelid, where they end up, like, helping out with Radon and dying to the rod and all that shit. And one point that might help that is I believe there are slugs here. Maybe not this area specifically. Might be over there. Xavier, is this the same orange and white, or no, yeah, orange and pink flowers that we see in other places with Farum Azula and Bestial Sanctum and stuff? Because it seems like there's a mix of flowers here, and I can't remember if the orange and white ones or orange and pink ones specifically were among our count. Or was it the red? No, I'm pretty sure it was the orange. God damn, why is my memory so shit? Why am I a goldfish? I don't understand me. I didn't see many soldiers there. All the lynch bodies seem to lack the legs. We're not talking about the lynch bodies. Look at the body piles, Night Scout, the body piles. Plus the ghost of the one guy who's a citizen conscript, so we know it's not just accident. It's not just, oh, they were just using generic body piles. You're not supposed to look at the details. At the very least, they decided they would not use an Albinoric body for the Albus thing. They would use a regular conscript soldier. Actually, what's the formal name? I don't have the armor on me. I forget exactly what the official name for those enemies are called. I just say conscript soldier because I think of Godric. I think of poor old Gastok getting his arm taken because Godric forced him into the army. Show your loyalty to the Erdtree, they said. It'll be fun, they said. It's just a little grafting, they said. That's Farm Azula, yes. I was just looking at this. Oh, cool. Good to know. I'm not crazy, am I, chat? There are fire slugs in Lingrave, aren't there? Flowers look too vibrant for Farm Azula. Well, that's where they exist. Farm Azula, Bestial Sanctum, a little bit further out in Dragon Mound, and here on Storm Hill is where we find those flowers. Xavier has done, while you were gone, Night Scout, Xavier has done a really good job with the archaeobotany that we've been doing lately for this, for these casual streams. There's some really impressive work there. Give your arm for the army. Yeah, John, you can't spell army without arm! God, I like how we take all the morbid shit in this game and just make memes out of it. It's honestly the greatest. Alright, I must be crazy. I don't know what lava slugs are anymore. I could have swore they were around here. Maybe I'm, like, not going far enough. Maybe it's by, like, War Master Shack or something, and I just took a wrong turn. There they are. I'm right. Okay, I'm not crazy. Alright, so my initial thought was that the slugs may be what's powering the golems inside. Like, they're kind of like piloting the golems. Like, so they're the ones in the furnace or something like that. Hence why we find them here. But now I'm open to the other possibility that these guys are just, I guess, fire-powered or whatever. Thanks to, I don't know, maybe sharing some of the Giant's Flame or something like that. And maybe these slugs are unrelated and it's about, the travel path of the Flame Guardians. Because we see slugs by their camps here, and there are oh. Ow. We know the slugs are on Gelmir. And we know they're here on the mountaintops, right? They're somewhere here, if I recall. There's slugs around here somewhere. Archaeobotany is the study of dead and fossilized plants specifically, if I recall correctly. I'm not sure if that's directly in the definition, but yeah, I assume that's what it would mainly deal with, for sure. But for the sake of video game archaeology, video game world archaeology, game world archaeology, however you want to put that, we'll just call it archaeobotany for the sake of simplicity. Yeah, so we have these slugs here. Yeah. I knew it wasn't crazy. And there. A troll in its natural habitat. Just giving the pet birds their good pet burden. Oh, while we're here, let's go double check the fingers. Fingers, fingers. Nardi, you said there were no small finger creepers. Is Nardi still in the chat, actually? I remember Nardi saying that there were no, tiny finger creepers, so let's confirm whether or not that's true. She might have been specifically talking about on the summit itself, though. So maybe there's some, like, regular ones down here. Let's see. All I see are crows and dogs. You don't have a collar. You're a wild dog. You're a wild dog, ain't you? Ow! Ow! I got cornered. Ouch. Yes. If we're gonna be searching for this, then let's do it from the other direction then, so that way I can make sure I don't miss anything. Going down the area means I might miss some nook or cranny versus going up it. So let's go here. Why would no one try to graft a first-generation Albinorc to a second get, like, just give it legs? I don't know, does grafting work on Albinorcs like it works on life derived from gold? I don't know, maybe it's just a difference between silver and gold that way. Gold, you can graft on anything. Because all life stems from the same source or some shit, maybe? Silver, maybe it doesn't work exactly the same way. Alright, so big boy. Ah, that's a small one! Well, Nardi! Instantly disproved. Whoops. That was quick. So there are small ones here, but are we talking about specifically the summit or not? Because I think on the summit, I don't recall any small ones. But at least in the area closest to the Guardian Watch Tower, there definitely are. Okay. Let's see how this pans out. Ow! Ow. Freak. Ow! Oh, that was somebody else? Okay. I'm probably thinking of someone else then. My bad, Nardi. I thought it was you, but... just another thing we can chalk up to the old Loki memory. Oh, there we go. There's tiny ones near the side of Grace, gotcha. Attack toward the big one there is the big ant. Yeah, there's the super big ant somewhere there, too. So I don't know if they used giants as, like, materials for research. Maybe they just use them as part of the studies. Let's go up here. Loki misquoted people. Oh my god. I mean, I can't even get Xavier. I get Xavier, Adolphus, and Iham mixed up constantly. I don't know how the hell I'm able to function with a chat going while playing a game. Clearly my attention span is not capable of actually reading names properly. Ouch. Big hand. Big death. When Godric grafts the dragon head to himself, it develops Angiobifromus, akin to the bleed dogs and bleed crows. I wonder if there's a link. Angiofibromus? I'm not too familiar with that term, so... I'll have to look into that. That'd be interesting to know. Streamer brain rot. To be honest, I think it's just, in my case, brain rot. Let's not give streamers a bad name here. It's just me. Oh, right. I was about to get crushed trying to get my runes back. Whoops! See? There. That's just me. Excuse me. No! No! Wrong one! No! Just let me get my runes! There we go. Alright. Yeah. Oh, I haven't even been using the right staff with my Karian Slicer, no wonder. Oh, oh. Ow. Yes, get stuck on the tree, please. That worked. There we go, big hands. All right, we're about to end this chat, so I want to do a quick check at some of the golems before we go. Oh. Oh my god, too little FP even for my Karian Slicer. Man is sleeping while clipping. Impressive life he's got there. I'm jealous. Oh, you've got to be kidding me. You're a troll! How do I miss 2 slices? Arteria leave! Because they love the Crucible when they were recruited. Okay. Ah! Already. Yep, just regular. Just regular hands without the rings, though. I think the Albanic Poison Swamp is akin to poor people stuck in the rich people's trash heap. Moonlight Altar equals rich, Albanic Village equals Valley Defilement. Yeah, it could be. That could be a good way to think about it. Angiobifromas are the kind of tumors / lots of small flesh spheres that are all over the bleed wolves. Okay, I gotcha. I was figuring that's what he was referring to, but just need to confirm, because I was like, I don't remember that developing on the Dragon Head, but again, it's been a while since I fought Godric. Actually, I want to try something. How effective is Medulla's Moonblade? Oh, you're using firepower! Now, we don't see other trolls use this, so here's the question. Is it the idea supposed to be that these, the other trolls just forget or choose not to do those, abilities? Or is it that the Flame Guardians are the ones who taught them this because they're staying here to help as Flame Watchers, right? I assume the latter. Damn. Range. Ow. Go away, you. I'm busy. Okay, you see that mommy and daddy are having a conversation. Yeah, you're just normal too, no ring, so. Gotcha. Arteria leaf. Okay, so that just leaves our golem friends. Let's get this done quickly. Morgoth has a variant on his nose too. Good to know. Let's see. Alright, so we got the ancient ruins in the Stone Valley. So I can't tell. Maybe the ankle joints are broken and they're not supposed to be. Maybe that's the idea. Hard to tell if they actually would have had them or not. Uh-huh. The one thing we can say for sure is that for some reason the Kaled golems are the only ones with magic abilities. This guy's the same deal. Okay. What about this one over here? Same thing. Come on. Move it! Move it! Get away from the aggro! Shouldn't there be a site of grace around here I can rest at? Grace. Oh, Grace. Ah, there he is. Hello, Mr. Grace. Alright, now. Quick check up here. One laser golem has intact ankle and wrist guards, and the golems near Kaled Coliseum have intact ankle guards. Good to know. That reminds me, someone speculated that Niall gave up his leg to the fire giants based on the Phase 2 scene with the fire giant's own leg. If he was a dragon pal, then he had to give up his leg when the ice dragons got kicked off the mountains. No. And you know why I say that, Night Scout? Because the Banished Knights know how to smith. So the fire giants would have had to have already kicked out the, would have probably already kicked out the dragons by that point when they come to colonize the mountaintop. Yeah. Because I don't think Farm Azula gets smithing before the giants then at this point, because it seems from the way things are playing out with the larger history, it definitely seems like the smithing weapons and forging with fire, which we see with like the Farm Azula Beastmen special swords, they create special techniques and stuff that are unique for their culture and things like that. But it seems like the giants are the ones who originate the art itself. So I don't think Banished Knight equipment, at least as we know it, would exist for him to give up his leg for that type of stuff. Ow. Alright, so that's one. Ankles, and I think it's ankles back there. Yeah, okay. So all these guys have exposed ankles. Uh-huh. I think at least one of the Kaled ones has the armor on their ankles. And yeah. That was what Night Scout was just going over. Go here. Like I said, we're ending this soon, so let's try to get this done in a few minutes. Where else are Altus? I confirm that the Archim Golem nearest the Coliseum has only armored ankles, not wrist. Good to know. Nothing here either. I don't remember about the golem in Castle Morn, so... Yeah, up here. Yeah, let's do this. Fire giants might have started down in Caelid too, as you speculate, so they may have taught smithing before you go to the mountains, hypothetically. That's true, that's true. There is a case to be made that the giants may have actually created the art of smithing before their quote-unquote forge. Which, if I recall correctly, the Japanese for the quote-unquote forge is only ever called a cauldron. So it's never specified. Like, I assume it's being used for, like, forging and shit with fire, but it's not necessarily, like, it's not necessarily that kind of thing. It may just be that they just wanted a really, really big pot of fire to summon down or something. And they needed better contact with their god up the mountain or whatever. Okay, yeah, these guys have ankle stuff. Their wrists are still look unprotected, but... Where's our bow person? I'm not crazy, Chad. Isn't there 2 of these guys, or 3? Oh, I'm feeling crazy, chat. Where the hell are these guys? Golem, Mr. Golem, where are you? Do you not respawn? That's a little weird, if you ask me. Just saying. Well, I was waiting for that golem to show up. Yeah, it's not here. Okay, I gotta be on my way then, so let's just get ourselves to somewhere safe for next stream. It doesn't really matter, so let's just go back to the beginning. 70D tree details of the lore. Root rot can cause yellow leaves, so Altus and Deep Root might still have death blight in normal trees. Ugh! Night Scout, are we really still on the... Again, what do you think is more likely? The giant golden tree glowing on everything turns most trees, big trees, yellow, and then those closest to the tree turns stuff down to the grass yellow. Or root rot for literally the entire planet, basically. Like, well, the entire lands between, we should say. Yeah, I don't know. I don't think root rot is the answer, but lack of nutrients can turn leaves red, lack of phosphorus make purple leaves, and notably lack of nitrogen can make white leaves. As such, the plants on Altus and at FromSoftware could all have had root rot or otherwise starved. This might relate to the theory of the sealed rune of death causing plants to starve. Now, that is an interesting idea. Is the idea that if you seal the root of death, that therefore it might cause long-term stagnation and thus a kind of rot to the trees and stuff like that. But yeah, no, I don't see that with given the consistency of Altus Plateau. Everything is basically yellow, except for Minor Erdtree Church, which might honestly be a mistake with those vines there, because the vines here, for this church specifically, are still green, when everything else, except for the flowers, are yellow and gold. Obviously, there's also the red trees there, which relate to, like, Crucible Era and FromSoftware and shit for the Banished Knight culture. There are golden trees, but also non-golden yellow trees. Yes, and I'm talking about these yellow trees, about the quote-unquote yellowing phenomenon. Because we don't just see quote-unquote gold, shiny, metallic gold trees and leaves and stuff, like we see with like the Erdtree dropping as regular yellow leaves and things, which create leaf flowers. And then you have just the normal yellowing here. So yeah. Again, if the argument is, oh, maybe everything's getting sick, I'm more sympathetic to the idea, but then there's still the problem of, okay, well then what about the bushes? What about the grasses? Like, why aren't they being affected by the same thing as, say, this stuff here, right? Like, I can explain these trees, they're burned by Agheel. So, like, I can take some things. We could also talk about, say, for example, where is it? Conifers, like over at Weeping Peninsula, or Liurnia, or, like, Northwest Liurnia. And then even some of the, except for the conifers in Altus, which actually do exhibit the yellowing phenomenon. And then there's, of course, the dead spirit conifers that we see in the mountaintops and stuff. So we see conifers, and we're seeing a very consistent use in how they're doing so, and they have a unique green to them that seems to be resistant to this apparent, quote-unquote, death or starvation or something to that. So like again, I think you're looking too deep. I think you're looking too deep into actual tree biology for this one. It's like, it's magic, bro. Anyway, I really gotta go, so that'll be the last comment. See you guys. Bye.